They thought it was their dream home, but someone was watching. This really happened? In 2014, the Broadus family bought a house at 657 Boulevard, Westfield, New Jersey. Days later, they received a letter. No name, no return address. "I am the watcher. I've been watching the house for decades." More letters followed. He described their kids, their schedule, even where they slept. No fingerprints, no suspects, no footage. Just someone, always watching. The family never moved in. They sold the house, but the letters kept coming. To this day, the watcher was never found. One of America's most chilling mysteries. And the scariest part, the watcher could be watching someone else right now. This isn't a horror movie. This is a true case of alleged possession that ended in death. In the 1970s, Anneliese Michel, a college student in Germany, began hearing voices and seeing demons. Doctors said it was epilepsy, but her parents believed it was something darker. She stopped eating. She barked like a dog. She screamed about burning in hell. 2 priests were called. She went through 67 exorcisms over 10 months. In the final audio, she whispered, "Please, stop." Anneliese died in 1976 from starvation. Her parents and the priests were charged with negligent homicide. Some say she was mentally ill. Others believe she was possessed. And the creepiest part, her voice is still online. Some of the strangest unsolved mysteries in modern history. Real, documented, never explained. The lead mask deaths, real unsolved mystery. In 1966, 2 men were found dead on a hill in Brazil, wearing suits, raincoats, and lead masks over their eyes. The bodies of Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel Viana were discovered in Rio de Janeiro. There were no signs of struggle, no injuries, no drugs in their system. Just a notebook beside them that read, "Be at the agreed place at 4:30. Ingest capsules after effect. Protect metals. Wait for mask signal." No one knows what the capsules were. The masks were homemade, and their watches were stopped at the same time. Some say it was a cult. Others believe it was alien contact. But to this day, no cause of death was ever found, and no one knows why they died. So they thought it was just an old house, until something inside started fighting back. In 1977, the Hodgson family began hearing knocking, coming from inside the walls. Then, furniture moved on its own. A chair slid across the room. A girl was thrown from her bed. Terrified, the mother called the police. Even they witnessed a chair lift by itself. Paranormal investigators arrived and claimed the family was being tormented by a poltergeist. One of the daughters spoke in a deep voice. She said it was the ghost of a man who died in the house. The case made national headlines. Some believed it. Others called it a hoax. But the haunting was never explained. Clarita Villanueva, the possessed girl of Manila, true Filipino horror. In 1953, a young girl named Clarita Villanueva was arrested in Manila. What happened next shocked the world. While locked in her jail cell, Clarita screamed that invisible creatures were biting her. Doctors and guards witnessed bite marks appearing out of nowhere, on her arms, back, even her neck. She claimed there were 2 creatures. One was tall and dark. The other was small and hairy, with glowing eyes. No one could explain the wounds. Reporters, doctors, even a mayor, all saw it happen. An American pastor came to pray for her. After days of torment, Clarita said, "They're gone now." Was it mental illness or a real demonic attack? To this day, no one knows the truth. The Silent Room, the missing student of Baguio. In the 1990s, after a powerful earthquake hit Baguio, an old university dormitory was left abandoned. Years later, during renovations, workers broke open a sealed room that hadn't been touched in nearly a decade. Inside, they found the skeletal remains of a missing student, still in uniform, clutching a rosary, lying peacefully on a dusty bed. But here's what terrified everyone. That room was never assigned to anyone. No one should have had the key. How did she get in? Why didn't anyone notice she was missing? Until today, no one can explain it. One thing's for sure, some doors should never be reopened. The Vanishing of Elisa Lam, Unseen Truths. In 2013, 21-year-old Elisa Lam checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles and never checked out. Days later, guests complained of low water pressure and strange-tasting tap water. When maintenance opened the rooftop water tank, they found Elisa's body, naked, lifeless, and mysteriously sealed from the outside. Surveillance footage before her death showed Elisa acting bizarre, pressing elevator buttons randomly, hiding, talking to someone unseen, or something. No drugs, no signs of trauma. How did she get into the tank? Who or what was she talking to? A decade later, and we still don't know. Was it psychosis or the Cecil curse at work again? The Red House, haunted history of Pampanga. In 1929, a grand red wooden mansion stood in Pampanga, a beautiful facade hiding dark secrets, and came World War II. On November 23, 1944, Japanese soldiers stormed the Red House. They butchered families, men, women, even children, right on the mansion's polished floors. Survivors tell haunting stories. One woman saw her father's body mutilated, castrated, stuffed into his mouth. Another witnessed the skin being peeled off like animals. After the war, the house remained, but locals say, and still report, strange happenings. Shadows passing by empty rooms, crying echoes, sudden cold spots. The walls still remember. So do the spirits. Watch over your shoulder, and maybe don't visit at night. The Setagaya Murders, a true Japanese horror. On December 30th, 2000, the Miyazawa family was massacred in their Tokyo home. But what makes it truly horrifying is what happened next. After the killings, the murderer lingered in the house, used their computer, ate snacks, tended to his wounds, and even took a nap on their sofa. He left behind clothing, DNA, a trail of evidence. Yet he vanished, fee caught, never seen again. To this day, the case remains open. Japan's most infamous unsolved crime. How do you hide in plain sight? Maybe you're already gone. In Japan, a single tweet could be your last. 2017. Takahiro Shiraishi searched Twitter for teens and women posting about wanting to die. He offered them help, but instead lured them into his Tokyo apartment. There, he murdered and dismembered 9 victims, their body parts hidden inside coolers. They called him the Twitter Killer. June 2025, after years on death row, Japan executed him. But his method, using social media to hunt, still lingers in the shadows. One tweet could still be your last. Anime brain rot. Sounds funny, right? But it might be rotting your mind without you even noticing. People binge watching anime late at night, eyes glued to screen. It's when you can't stop thinking about anime. Every scene, every meme, every moment. Your reality, slowly replaced by fantasy. Quick cuts, missed homework, yawning in class, ignoring friends. The problem, it eats away your focus, your sleep, and even your social life. You start living in an anime world and forget the real one. A little anime is fun, but when brain rot takes over, your dreams, goals, and health all get left behind. Enjoy anime, but don't let it control you. Remember, the best stories are the ones you live, not just the ones you watch. 9 hikers vanish in the frozen wilderness, and when they're found, the scene is straight out of a nightmare. February 1959, deep in Russia's Ural Mountains. a team of experienced trekkers sets off on a winter expedition. Days later, their campsite is discovered, empty, silent. The tent, slashed open. From the inside, bare footprints trail away into the snow, in temperatures cold enough to kill within minutes. The bodies turn up one by one, scattered across the mountainside. Some with shattered bones, others with burns no one can explain. And one detail still chills investigators to this day. One hiker's tongue, gone. Was it an avalanche, a secret Soviet experiment, or something far stranger? More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass remains one of the most terrifying unsolved mysteries in history. It's the 12th century, and in the quiet fields of Woolpit, England, two children appear out of nowhere. Their language, unrecognizable. Their skin, an unsettling shade of green. The boy wouldn't survive long, but the girl lived, and in time, learned English. She spoke of a land with no sun, a place bathed only in twilight. Were they lost travelers from a distant country, or visitors from somewhere far beyond our world? More than 800 years later, the mystery of the green children still haunts history. The Bell Witch haunting Tennessee, USA, early 1800s. In the early 19th century, the Bell family of Tennessee began experiencing terrifying supernatural events in their farmhouse. It started with strange noises, knocks, footsteps, and eerie voices that haunted the family, especially targeting John Bell and his daughter, Betsy. The entity, later known as the Bell Witch, physically attacked family members, causing bruises and paralysis. Neighbors witnessed objects moving on their own and reported hearing disembodied voices. The haunting became so intense that local officials and visitors came to investigate, but no one could stop the mysterious force. The events were recorded in letters, testimonies, and a detailed book by Martin Van Buren Ingram in 1894, making the Bell Witch one of America's most famous and well-documented hauntings. To this day, the Bell Witch legend remains a chilling piece of American folklore. In 1996, French filmmaker Sophie Toscan du Plantier was brutally murdered at her remote Irish holiday home in West Cork. Decades later, her case remained a chilling mystery, until now. In 2025, modern DNA technology uncovered new evidence from the crime scene. The man once accused, Ian Bailey, had already passed away, but questions remain. Who was really responsible? Could the truth finally emerge after almost 30 years? The shadows around Sophie's murder are deep, and the hunt for answers is far from over. June 9th, 1995, Alma, Arkansas. 6-year-old Morgan Nick vanishes during a Little League game, sparking a decades-long search. For years, the trail went cold. Until now, 2020, investigators recovered a red pickup once owned by Billy Jack Links, a man long suspected but never charged. Inside, they found hair samples. 4 years later, advanced DNA testing confirmed it. A match to Morgan's family. After 29 years, police officially named Links as the suspect, but he died in prison in 2000. And Morgan is still missing. For her mother, Colleen, the fight isn't over. She says, "We may have lost the hope of finding her alive, but we will never stop searching for where she belongs." The mystery of Morgan Nick remains, but the truth is finally closing in. High in the remote reaches of Tibet lies Mount Kailash, 6,638 meters of sacred mystery. Untouched by climbers, it is revered as the abode of Lord Shiva, a spiritual axis for Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, and Bon practitioners alike. But nearby, Lake Mansarovar shimmers like liquid crystal, said to cleanse sins and heal the soul. Pilgrims who circumambulate the mountain report visions, whispers of otherworldly energy, even glimpses of the divine. Legends speak of Shiva's footprint, a portal to enlightenment, and rivers flowing from the peak that carry life across Asia. Scientists marvel at its near-perfect symmetry, yet no one dares claim its summit. Kailash Mansarovar, a mountain where the spiritual and the mysterious collide, and the ordinary traveler becomes witness to the extraordinary. In the serene wilderness of Devil's Den State Park, Arkansas, a family outing turned into a nightmare. On July 26, 2025, Clinton and Kristen Brink were fatally stabbed while hiking, their 2 young daughters watching in horror. The suspect, Andrew McGann, a 28-year-old former teacher with no prior criminal record, arrested after a 5-day manhunt. DNA evidence tied him to the scene, and authorities say he confessed. The motive remains a chilling mystery, leaving the community shaken and asking, why? Today, the Brink story is a haunting reminder. Even in the quietest places, darkness can strike without warning. 1987, hikers near Lake Mead stumble upon a skull and a shallow grave wrapped in a yellow blanket. No name, no leads, just bones in the desert. Fast forward almost 40 years. Forensic experts match dental records, revealing the victim was Carol Ann Riley, a 42-year-old San Diego nurse. Missing since 1986, Carol vanished the day before breaking up with her boyfriend, Robert Howard Smith, but his real name? Robert Dean Weeks. A convicted killer linked to multiple disappearances. Weeks died in prison in 1996, never charged with Carol's murder. After 39 years, her name is restored, but the truth about her death may have died with him. Late 1960s in California, a serial killer emerged calling himself the Zodiac. He murdered victims at random, then sent taunting letters and cryptic codes to newspapers, as if playing a game with the police. 6 confirmed deaths, but he claimed far more. Dozens of suspects were investigated, yet after more than 5 decades, his true identity remains unknown. The Zodiac Killer, a real mystery still unsolved. In 1922, a remote farm in Germany hid a chilling secret. Hinterkaifeck, a secluded farmstead where the 6 members of the Gruber family lived, all alone, surrounded by snowy fields. Neighbors noticed odd happenings, footsteps in the snow leading to the house, doors mysteriously locked, and the family disappearing from town. Days later, authorities arrived. Inside, they found the gruesome truth. All 6 family members brutally murdered. The killer vanished without a trace. Who committed this atrocity? No one knows. Hinterkaifeck remains one of Germany's most haunting unsolved crimes. A farm, a family, and a mystery that still chills the spine. Hinterkaifeck,